what's ahead of us and where we are now. I want to talk about where we were just 3 years ago. I was doing a little calendar backtracking here. About 1,000 days ago, I had to sit in front of the parents and students at the Vail Academy and let them know that we were starting the school year off in the fall of 2009 with a budget deficit. And we made an appeal to the parents to help us out of that budget deficit. That budget deficit caused some position eliminations. It meant that staff and teachers voluntarily took dramatic salary reductions. We had low student enrollment. We didn't have that great of a relationship with the community churches. And our future was uncertain. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the community thought the Vail Academy was unstable. Billy, next slide. But fortunately today, as you know, God has blessed the Vail Academy. Last year, we had a great parent effort of moving the school here, led by David Lyle, a lot of his free time and money to come here and outfit these classrooms. Had a great volunteer effort. We left last year with 78 students. This year at the peak, we had 125, 126 students. That's amazing. That's amazing growth. Our combined classrooms are no more. Next year, the 7th and 8th grade classes will split up. We have more teachers, we have more staff, we have more students, and importantly, we have a balanced budget. This is the first year our school is going to finish in the black. And we're not having to make ends. And that's due to the leadership of Mr. Keston. That's your board. That's people like Paul Bacchus who sweat and tears every night, toiling over our budget. That's the sacrifices that our teachers make every day. And that's a combination to you parents, the sacrifice you make, the belief in this school, and I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for seeing your kids here in this school. Well, with the growth that we've experienced and being here now in partnership with Vail Christian, we have a K through 12 campus for Christian education. And with that, our growth has also spurred growth at Vail Christian. Vail Christian is looking at the first time to have possibly a waiting list for its freshman class. That's incredible. And now, the 7th and 8th graders that meet over there, they meet in that room. So now we've got to the situation where we're kind of crunched for space. How many of you have 5th graders enjoying that classroom? Yes. Well, what you're going to hear is a little exciting. It's going to make that all better. But we've found ourselves in a situation that we need more room. We need more room. And right today, we have great relationships with the churches here in the Valley. The Vail Church, Calvary Chapel, Gracious Savior, all have stepped up in one way or another, financially or through other means, to help this school out. We have an incredible number of pastors' kids attending this church, this school, excuse me. And one of the things we're going to do is we're going to look for the future of how we can expand. We're already in talks with Gracious Savior. Gracious Savior has already given us the option to explore the use of that land. Now, before I get any future talks, I just wanted to hit it with that the question now that I'm going to pose to Dave to come up here and tell you parents about is, what do we do? How do we go into the future? Right now, we're crunched for space. We have to have more classrooms, and we have to have a plan that's going to allow us to meet the current needs and to grow. So I'm going to let Dave take the rest of this presentation.
Thanks everybody again for coming. Thanks Mike. Thanks Russ for getting us kicked off here. So I'm going to talk, my name is David Lyle again, I'm on the school board. I'm going to talk to you about our four key things of where we're going. Find my place here. Sorry, so vision and strategy. Keep in mind, this is all board level down, so there's a lot of ongoing work with the administration. That's what we're not spending a lot of time on, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions on, well, what does this mean for my kids next year? What does this mean when I come back in the fall? What does this mean for the closeout of this year? Trust me, we're working diligently on those things, and we'll have some answers as we proceed forward, but it's definitely a work in progress. And Mike said one of the things he didn't really cover is that this growth has happened pretty rapidly. A lot of it really wasn't evident until we had significant said, heavily involved in the build out of the classrooms. We made a conscious choice as a board and as a school to be very conservative, given our history with dollars and finance, to move down here basically as we were. So we were occupying whatever it was, 7 classrooms with combined 5th and 6th, combined 7th and 8th. And so that's what we built out down here, knowing that our worst case, we'd run into some ceilings with growth that we weren't sure what the future held at the time. So and in that first summer, we had increased enrollment, and that's kind of what led us into the 5th grade closet, as it's affectionately known. That wasn't intended as a classroom, that was supposed to be a resource room, and because we had to split the 5th and 6th grade before we even started this school year, so that was a great blessing in many ways, but and we appreciate everyone who's put up with that over the year. So vision and strategy, the board has been working on significantly. I'll talk about that. Academics and curriculum, some of the high level of who we are and why we're here. Talk a little bit about administration and leadership and where we are with that. As Mike said, we had to make some cuts, and we're looking to figure out how to grow that back effectively and within budget. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about facilities and operation, how we use the campus as it is today, and some proposals for expanding the campus. Next slide, please. So the board has been engaged in some heavy lifting of re-establishing our vision as we are here, and it was really unwritten, but it was there all the time. That there's always been this passion and drive for a K-12 sustainable Christian education in the Valley, and that's what really drove was one of the big drivers to move us down here. Whether that led to a full merger with the high school or just a significant partnership that we can realize that vision. So we're still on track for that, and that is the vision that we've embraced as a board. We are still doing some work on that. This is still version 1.0, I guess. And then our mission really hasn't changed to continue to equip the children that are here, the students here to be future leaders with a Christian worldview. So really just wanted to put that out front and to remind everybody where we're starting from. Next slide, please. The other thing was we really focused again on core values, and these sometimes they seem they slip our minds, I guess, or they become secondary to the day-to-day life. But everything is based in Christ first and foremost. That's something that we felt we got away from it sometimes and got too focused on the academia or the sports or other extracurricular. We really want to put this back as a Christ-centered number one. Curriculum, we continue to have a world-class curriculum, Socratic method, very classical, recitation, memorization, and we continue to push that forward and be strong in the Valley, and our numbers will continue to reflect that. Character, again, raising our children in a Christ-like manner, bringing character to the Valley, to each other, those Christ-like principles. And then community is something we stepped away from. We tend to be isolated in our world, and we really want to look out for be a rock to our community, be a home not only for ourselves and our students, but for the community as a whole, as a place of refuge and a place to come. Next slide, please. These next couple slides I'm not going to spend a lot of time on, but I just pulled some of our mission and vision, and really that our academics and curriculum are focused on heart, mind, body, and soul. Again, Christ-centered, strong academics in the curriculum and the mind. Next slide, please. The body, again, in our sports, and taking advantage of this wonderful valley and the outdoor activities we get to be a part of, and the soul, and really developing that not only in our students, but in our faculty and our families, and building them up as Christians in the valley and strong leaders in the world. Next slide, please. So big pushes for this coming school year and beyond. We have, if you're not aware, we have ACSI accreditation, and that renews every 2 years, I believe, is the number, and that comes up again next year. So our team, and we'll be needing a lot of assistance, kind of making sure we're on track with that, just pulling together paperwork and making sure that we've done all the things that are necessary. So that's a big item for this next year to be aware of. Curriculum review and updates. Again, we have a strong curriculum So we're putting together some more review of our curriculum and where we're at, and make sure that we're, again, hitting all those elements, mind, heart, body, mind, and soul, in all the aspects of our curriculum. And then also alignment of that as we continue the vision with the K through 12. So how do we partner and work forward with the high school to make sure our curriculum's lined up with the next step for your kids as they matriculate up, hopefully up to that next level. Also, if there's any relevant partnering with St. Clair's and their school, as they also try to match up to as their kids matriculate to the high school. So we'll be looking at that and could use some help if any of you have strength in those areas. We continue our commitment to small class sizes. I know we make special exceptions occasionally when we have special need families, but we're still at 16 classroom max with an 18 override. That's got to first come from the teachers